Yeah. There's a little button and you push it. Different mics.
Friends, welcome. Dionysium public meeting number 7 is come to order. Introducing our president, Chris Gibson. Please rise as you are able. Friends, please sit. Apparently it is a little Sunday with a cherry. An invocation to Dionysus. Come, O Dionysus, ivy crowned and ever young. Leave the quiet shade of the ancient groves and join us here where the summer burns bright and the air tastes of anticipation. We call you to these new spaces, these untamed stages, freshly cleared for the magic of the human voice, the clash of wit and the pulse of the crowd. Bless these new venues with your wild, unpredictable spark. May their walls echo with laughter, truth, and the beautiful chaos of creation. Lord of the festival, patron of the players and the dreamers, pour your spirit into this summer of art. Ignite the minds of the makers, unloose the tongues of the storytellers, and break down the walls between us so that we may share in one great ecstatic chorus. Uncork the vintage of inspiration. Let the revelry begin, and let the art be bold. Evokes, Dionysus, embrace us in your ecstatic passion.
Please be seated.
Dionysium public meeting number 7, private meeting number 3150. Members in attendance are hereby welcome to a stated congregation of the esoteric conclave of the Harrisburg Dionysium, held this day, Sunday, July the 5th, the 186th day with 179 days remaining of the year 2026 at 7:30 p.m. at the Capital City Music Hall, underground alcove 234 North 2nd Street, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. There will be a fellowship gathering. Following?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right here.
Just making sure. It says that, so it must be true. There will be a fellowship gathering following the conclave right here. Thank you for being here. We know the School of Night is, listen, we can't prove they control the weather, but like,
We can't prove it yet.
we can't prove it yet. Thank you, Mr. President. Many people are saying they are to blame. Oh, and allow me to please apologize to the congregation for not wearing the customary ritual appropriate wardrobe, if you will allow me a moment. There we go. Oh, wait. You're welcome. It is very dark in here. We begin with old business. Resolved. D&D subs argument the third. One second. We have resolved in previous meetings D&D subs argument the first. We have resolved the D20 system is not bad. Further resolved D&D subs argument the second. The alignment system is not for losers. And then I'm going to written down here who won the third.
Things that hit points and they're not stupid.
There's no way to know. The spirit is moving me. It's telling me that we resolved hit points are not stupid.
Chairman, open that laptop. I think you have a more updated chairman's notes on that laptop here.
We are doing our best with the challenges of relocating. All rise if you're able. Anyway, who's got power? Oh, yeah. You guys are 100%.
Friends, please sit.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
As I was saying, old business item, the fourth, redacted. Everybody okay?
Yes.
The school of is for us again.
Damage my chair.
Brother Choirmaster, are you all right?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Okay. Oh,
Will they never cease?
I'll go ahead and add that item to new business. We're going to add the chair to the revenge committee's proceedings.
Yo, yo.
New business. Due to a recent court order, this is the seventh public meeting of the Esoteric Conclave. Welcome, guests. Any newcomers? Any first-time attendees here? Over here in the corner. Yeah. That's smart. Play safe. Don't know what you're going to get over here. The court order is under pending approval to keep future meetings private, so enjoy it while it lasts, guys. Those of you who are not members, the clock's ticking. Any day now, our appeal is going to come through. We want to thank our emergency host, the Capital City Music Hall, for allowing. Thank you to the Capital City Music Hall for hosting us on short notice, providing ample shelter for this evening's tornado.
Damn school of night.
Yeah. For you new folks who really can't emphasize enough, those guys suck. Next item of new business is to read the agenda. We'll do so now. The agenda for this evening. First, the invitation, check, with President Chris Gibson. Next is the chairman's welcome to the public. Hey, that's me, Dionysium Chairman Sean Adams. Our first presentation of the evening is titled, What the Hell is a Fringe Festival? That presentation will be by Dionysium President Chris Gibson. You may remember him from moments ago when he was doing the invocation. Our debate this evening. Proposed, owls are the coolest bird. Well, slow your roll there. We'll find out. We're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of this, folks. We always do. Rich Wine v. Rich Wine will be debating the validity of that proposition. We will then have a brief recess, followed by the continuation of the debates with the audience interrogatory, that's you guys, and then a vote. We will then have a musical interlude with Dionysium Maestro Morgan Hackett, accompanied by, hang on, Dylan. And Dylan, I don't have your last name, but I prefer to believe it's a mononym. You're like Cher. Yeah, is that correct? Dylan. Our second presentation, How to Sing Our National Anthem by Dionysian forgive me, this is not an updated form, by Dionysian choir master, David Zeus. Finally, a toast with Dionysian President Chris Gibson. Final item of new business is to inform guests of our rituals and expectations. The rituals to be enforced. Dionysium only in the front row. So if you are not a member of the Dionysium, and none of you presume to sit in the front, it's good. It's like a school bus. School kids sit in the back, the nerds sit in the front. The entire congregation should stand when the president stands, if you are able. After each segment, the chairman thanks the guests and offers a toast to Dionysus. Do I have to? After every segment?
Yes, in a perfect world. We haven't experienced one yet, but
Yeah,
if the world were to be perfect, you would do that.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do, guys.
The conclave is an expression of the ideal as seen through human mind.
Yoy, yoy!
Wait, you could say that again. I couldn't, but you definitely did. Next, ritual to be enforced. Audience should respond to toast with an enthusiastic EOA, EOA. So let's give that a test drive. Let's pretend I said something awesome and you all agreed and you would cheer it with. Yeah! Are you sure this is your first time? Really good for it. It's genetic. All right, so imbibing of Dionysus's sweet nectar is encouraged but not required for anybody who was not a nerd in elementary school and obsessed with Greek mythology such as yours truly. That means booze. You can drink some booze, go over it right over there at that bar. They also have a variety of non-alcoholic options, which I enjoy. The final ritual to be enforced is, of course, redacted. Moving along to our next agenda item. Our presentation, What the Hell is a Fringe Festival? By Dionysium President Chris Gibson. Let's hear it. All rise to the ready. Friends, please sit. Show your respect for our maestro. What the hell is a fringe festival? We will cover the history of this international phenomenon, introduce you to the circuit that exists around this world, teach you how to fringe successfully, and offer some of my personal recommendations for this year's festival. The Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the Edinburgh Festival Fringe rather, was born in 1947 when 8 theater groups showed up to perform at an elite festival to which they were not invited. Today, it is the world's largest art festival. Following World War II, the Edinburgh International Festival was founded to heal a divided Europe through high culture and strictly curated arts. The official festival focused heavily on classical music, opera, ballet. Several theater troupes that were left off the program decided to travel to Edinburgh anyway. They put on their plays in small, unconventional venues such as church halls, pub rooms,
much like we find ourselves today, on the literal fringes of the official festival. As more artists caught on to the independent spirit, the number of unofficial performances grew exponentially. To keep up with the demand and help of coordinating venues, the Festival Fringe Society was officially established in 1958. Crucially, the society set up the precedent of taking no part in vetting or selecting the program. This is the guiding principle of open access, meaning anyone who can secure a venue is welcome to perform, remains the core DNA of the Fringe today. Over the decades, the festival expanded far beyond traditional theater to encompass comedy, cabaret, circus, musicals, and street performances. It has grown into an Olympic-scale cultural event. In fact, it is the third most tickets sold globally, behind only the Olympics and the World Cup. Third place, Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Indeed. In recent years, the festival has consistently hosted close to 4,000 shows, selling upwards of 2.6 million tickets annually across hundreds of venues in the Scottish capital. It has become a renowned launching pad for global talent and hit shows like Fleabag and Six the Musical. This is an international circuit, or at least it has in modern days become such. And the first North American festival was held in Edmonton. Founded in 1982 in Edmonton, Alberta, it was inspired by the original Edinburgh Festival Fringe. The Edmonton Fringe sparked the broader fringe movement across the continent and remains the largest and oldest fringe festival in North America today. The oldest and largest festival in the United States is the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival. It was founded in 1992 in Orlando, Florida. It established the model for fringe festivals in the US by prioritizing an unjuried, uncensored, and accessible format, ensuring that 100% of ticket sales are returned directly to the artists. In 2002, a young and roguishly handsome Chris Gibson took over the festival. That's the only archival photo that remains. That's my goatee. That's been redacted. Why? The festival has grown. I did some things. I took over the festival. I moved its dates from April to May and relocated the festival from downtown to Loch Haven Park, where it remains today. The festival has grown significantly since the inception in 1992, which originally featured 28 performing groups. The most recent 2026 festival hosted over 1,700 local and traveling artists and presented 1,000 ticketed shows in 14 days. This circuit of festivals starts with the world's largest arts festival and ends with one of the smallest and scrappiest right here in Harrisburg. The Harrisburg Fringe Festival, presented by 717 Arts, was launched in 2023 by co-founders Brianna Dow and, as aforementioned, roguishly handsome Chris Gibson. And it has since presented 600 artists and returned more than $55,000 in ticket sales directly to them. How do you fringe? Well, this is how you do it. Step one, buy a button. Harrisburg Fringe returns 100% of its ticket sales directly to the artists. The festival generates its own revenue by requiring each guest to make a one-time purchase of a fringe button. Once you've got your button, you're ready for the next step. Buy lots of tickets. Each Fringe show is 60 minutes or less, and the tickets are cheap. The best way to Fringe is to see as many shows as you possibly can. They've even made it easy to save money this year by offering ticket bundle packages, which I highly encourage you to buy. You can see some of them listed here. You can also go on the Fringe website, hvgfringe.com, for all your information. If you add /tickets to that URL, you can purchase tickets as well. Step 3, see shows. See as many as you can. Check out the Visual Fringe Gallery at the new Fringe Hub located at 25 North 3rd Street. Give it up for Bree Dow, who secured a permanent location for our beloved festival. In a town that suffers from economic woes, aren't the arts flourishing, friends? Aren't the arts what's driving the revolution in this town? What will bring people back to Harrisburg? I say it's the arts. Yo. So here are the shows that I recommend. Happy Hookers Live. Click again. Happy Hookers Live. If you've ever seen two women hook in front of you and strangers, it's free. There's three hookers. Every year, more and more bounty. Yo. You can join in on the hooking if you like. It's a raucous show that involves audience participation and needles. I also recommend the Improbabilities. These are youngsters from the arts school right there on 3rd Street, Casa Force. These young improvisers have been producing at the festival for 3 years now, so you must check it out. River City Stories at Midtown Cinema. The incredible Wallace McKelvey puts together a series of short vignettes each year, and ultimately this will result in a feature film. You can see me portraying the mayor of Harrisburg in the said film. I'm not acting like I'm Wanda. I'm acting like I'm the mayor. I have a Wanda impression. Nobody asked me for it. The Church of Vinyl. If you like music, if you like vinyl, and you want to be with the cool kids, go to the Church of Vinyl. They made me read. I'm going to butcher this title. I'm sorry. Wuthering Heights 3 times. How's it properly said? That's it. By the inevitable, the incredible, the national hero, Rita Smith. Give it up for Rita. Rita is an original gangster HBG Fringe performer, and I encourage you. That show is not to be missed. Peraputa Loga Bruja is a one-woman show that is storming the country. She was just down in Orlando where she had sold out performances. She had sold out performances at the New York Fringe, and now she will be here. It is an evening with Vanessa Cordonier that will explore her personal history with her spirituality and her life as a witch. I Will Be Your Voice is another group of young artists that are putting together a piece that will benefit the homeless population in Harrisburg. An absolutely brilliant piece of art done by children for all of us. Shitty Mozart. If you don't know what Shitty Mozart is, trust me, go see Shitty Mozart. It's he's was a writer for Stephen Colbert, and the concept is that he is one of the sort of umpteenth iterations and clones of Mozart, and his skill has worn down with each iteration. So what we have today is a very, very shitty representation of Mozart, but a representation of Mozart nonetheless. It is screamingly funny and almost guaranteed to completely go off the rails technically by the end of the show. It will be a disaster, and it's pretty consistently that way. Finally, I cannot recommend enough Truth to Power, a spoken word slam featuring several local spoken word poets, but particularly featuring a dear friend of mine, A.S. King, who is one of the foremost young adult novelists in this country. Her novels such as Hit the Lock, The Attack of the Black Rectangles. The more of her books are banned than not, because most of her books deal with young folks in the LGBTQ community. And of course, in this society, they have shut her down. I guarantee you this person is one of the finest poets I've ever heard in my life. And I am honored to share her work, as well as Monica Prince and a few other folks, Dylan and Kelly, that are from Harrisburg. It's going to be an evening of forceful stand-up slam poetry, and it will be held at the Forum right across the street from the Capitol building. An incredible venue and an incredible time. But the most important thing is to get out and take part in Fringe. Buy tickets. If you don't have money, that's okay. You can volunteer. You can volunteer and see shows for free. Be part of the scene. Be part of the thing that's helping bring Harrisburg back alive. And let's put our hands together for the woman making it happen, which is Free Daff. Yo!
Friends, sit.
I do need these to see. Anybody watching X-Men 97? Revival of the X-Men cartoon. Cyclops was a very important character to me growing up. He and I shared a common infirmity, which was poor vision and being in love with psychic redheads. One more round of applause for our president, Chris Gibson. The next item on our agenda is, I'm going to say, guys, this is the debate I have been the most excited for in all my time with the Dionysium. Second, maybe to the X-Men in my list of special interest is birds. And this debate is going to determine whether or not owls are the coolest bird, and I am so excited, guys. I can't wait for the arguments. So, if you would join me in introducing the proposition, Lily Richline, and the opposition, David Richline. In fact, fireflies, not birds. And also,
Now we know.
Please also join me in welcoming our moderator, the Honorable Charles Hooker.
No, we take pretty seriously here. It's the big exile, really, I don't know this place, that makes me very nervous. But that does not matter, we see through. I saw that one wanted to be mentioned. the previous dialectic point of order of relation, we had the dialectic would suggest that deities sought to be one of those terms in the pre-debate phase, which was unfolded. What the order is the negative is yes, what?
Is that a question?
Yeah, that was the
I'm so sorry. What was it?
The negative of a negative wants its food.
Yes.
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 Yes. It might not meaning discussed. The inverse of stop is.
Good.
Below.
Damn, he's got us there. Yes.
Just, I'm sorry. We would have taken care of this beforehand, but Martin was bad.
Yes.
I can just get on with it.
I have no answer for you.
Okay, we just get this committee.
The debate format is, as you see to my right hand, a question technical to the question on the display is okay?
No. Okay, we're being chaotic. Fantastic. I like it.
School of nuts!
Fuckers.
Yeah.
The debate format, the authors and the proposition are familiar, I will do this. Oh, this guy. Proponent and opposition will be allowed 60 seconds to introduce their arguments. After this point, they will have opposition and the proposition will have 5 minutes to prepare, present a prepared statement. I understand there are visual aids that each of them will employ.
Highly unusual.
Highly unusual.
I'll allow it.
The Dionysium is spoken for, but we're going to allow it. Then at that point, there will be 90 seconds each, a minute and a half, to provide opposing points each of them. Then there will be something called interrogatory. This is the most unpredictable part of the Dionysium. They'll ask you questions, opposition and proposition, alternating. You will be asked to answer them. At that point, there will be an intermission where the thoughts will marinate in your mind. And we'll come back. Each individual opposition and proposition will be allowed to give a prepared final closing summary of no more than 5 minutes. And then you will be asked the vote to determine. That's why we're here, really, people. That's the dark vein of war we mine with our minds. It is true.
Yo.
Then that truth will be added to the stack of bricks the Dionysium has been collecting for so long. And it'll be glorious that work when it's complete. In any case, before I continue, before we begin, the historian, the Honorable Specificity, which has come up to present a letter to assist in proceedings exploitation.
No, they don't do it. Don't trust me. Yes, first of all, before we begin, Mr. President, I would like to apologize for my absence from last month's meeting. I was doing some archival work, and unfortunately, I was detained in Fort 10.
No! We will not discuss it now.
It was very moist. So, in any event, to the business at hand, I am, of course, the society's historian, and one of the duties of the Dionysian historian is, at the outset of a debate, to locate and present one of the artifacts or sacred texts that are contained in the Dionysium underground archives. Given the topic of today's debate, what immediately came to mind, of course, was the goddess Athena and her owl, Semele. Now, legend has it that Zeus at one time tasked Athena with giving her owl to the hero Perseus, so that he might engage in a series of labors that Zeus had inside, and the owl would be using its great wisdom help him. Athena was loath to provide her beloved owl and lose the company of her familiar, and so asked Hephaestus, the blacksmith of the gods, to prepare a mechanical simulacrum, a automaton owl, as a replacement for this duty. It was done and apparently resulted in great success, despite the fact that the automaton could communicate only in making beeps and boops, sort of like R2-D2, but without the charm. Yes, and in any event, in the 1950s, the Society's archaeological teams uncovered a relic in the ruins of King Nestor's palace in Varios that has been identified as the suspected actual artifact, the simulacrum, if you will. And therefore, let me present behold, Bumbo, the incredibly annoying mechanical owl. All right. And so, in honor of our debate, may this symbol of Athena's wisdom grant you her guidance and her insight into this intellectual battle without the need to turn this stupid bird on.
Thank you, historian. I'd like to remind the audience of the presence of the mythological imagination that divine origin did not influence the voting. That is officially. All the fine points, the timing we heard the moderator. The timing will be announced in such a way that you are provided an opportunity to prepare. Your seconds of time will be provided to you. You'll be given a moment to begin with the word ready and mark. And then you'll be given a warning of 30 seconds or 15 seconds, depending on the amount of time, accordingly when your time is about to come to close. Please remain within your time. If you not extend beyond your time. We begin with the opposition of opening statement. Is the proposition prepared?
Ready.
90 seconds on my mark. Mark.
From forests, fields, swamps, and tundras, all the way to your backyards, our storybooks, and even the television screen. Owls have found their way into each and every one of our lives. They have been a part of human history for almost as long as there have been humans. To the Greeks, they symbolized wisdom and victory in battle, thanks to their ties to the goddess Athena. To the Romans, they were a prophecy or warning of misfortune, theft, or death. In fact, some sources claim that the deaths of Julius Caesar, Augustus, and Agrippa were foretold by owls. To the Native Americans, they are both omens of death and spiritual protectors and guides. Still today, owls are prevalent in human culture as backyard protectors, symbols of wisdom, and characters in all forms of media. Our fascination with owls is no accident. They are just as cool in the real biological world as they are in our myths, legends, and media. I affirm the proposition that owls are the coolest bird.
Thank you, Proposition. Proposition, are you prepared? Right, your opening seconds. I am prepared. 90 seconds on my mark. Bomb.
Many years ago, when I was a staff director at a camp in Semele County, several of us would stand at the edge of the tree line and we would call to the owls. It became clear to me that not only were they answering me, they were coming closer and closer to the fringe of the tree line to warn us away, to guard their territory. It was like talking to ghosts in the graveyard. Trust me, I am the last person to say that owls are not cool. But that is not a proposition. Because the subjective nature of the word cool, we can no more discuss owls as being the coolest bird as we could say that Venice is the most beautiful city. Cool cannot be quantified. And so it can't be ranked objectively. Owls are cool. But because cool is a matter of opinion, they cannot be called the coolest.
15 seconds.
Thank you.
Proposition. Are you prepared to affirm your opening?
Ready.
Use the time limit of 5 minutes on my mark. Monk.
My name is Lily Jane Richwine. I am an educator and ambassador keeper at Zoo America and a lifelong animal lover. And I affirm the proposition that owls are the coolest bird. Now, please raise your hand if you recognize one of these owls on the screen or more. Yes, that is nearly every hand in the room. Keep your hand up if you believe these characters are cool. Yes, I see all those hands still up. Okay. That is not an accident. Owls are a part of our media because they are just as cool in real life. I will explore a few of the biological adaptations of owls that make them the coolest. First, we begin with their sense of hearing. They have the best sense of hearing of any bird. Specifically, the subspecies, the barn owl here, is able, yes, they are able to hunt in complete and total darkness. They do not need their eyes, just their ears. They can hear a mouse or a vole rustling in grass or leaves from half a mile away. This is because of their head shape. You may look at this skull here of the boreal owl. You will see these arches that are their ear openings. And you may have noticed they are asymmetrical. Owls have one ear on the top of their head and one ear on the bottom. They also have stiff feathers, here's beautiful Robbie, that create this spatial disc. Those feathers funnel the sound to their asymmetrical ears and allow them to triangulate sound down to 30 millionths of a second. Their hearing is not their only sense that is phenomenal. Their sight is as well. Here's the beautiful owl eyes. You may notice they are quite large. In fact, if we scaled human eyes to match the size of owls, our eyes would be the size of oranges. But they would not be the shape of oranges if they were like owl eyes. Owl eyes are shaped like tubes. These tubes give them more surface area and assist them in seeing in low light environments. You can even see their eyes through their ear holes, which is pretty cool. Now, their eyes are so large and tube-shaped that they cannot move them independently like us mammals can. they must have changed and evolved the way that their neck works. So their necks are able to turn 270 degrees around, looking all the way behind them. They have twice as many neck vertebrae as humans, and those vertebrae have special openings to allow them to turn their head at these crazy angles and not lose any circulation to their head. Owls are also the only birds capable of silent flight. Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
You may see on this spawning owl that the tips of those feathers look fuzzy. And that is because owls have a serrated edge on all of their feathers to allow the air to pass through them and not make noise. Now we'll see if the microphone can pick this up. But I have a red-tailed hawk wing. I will flap it over the microphone. Well, this may not work correctly. It's gonna make a lot of noise. This makes a lot of noise. Believe me that this owl feather, actually, you're my opinion now. Can you hear this? You can hear it. Yes, you can. This is a great horned owl wing. Can you hear this one? No, you cannot. Silent flight, folks. That is so cool. Now, together with their incredible hearing, sight, silent flight, and giant weaponized feet, they are phenomenal predators. They are essential members of ecological pest control. Small owls eat bugs, large owls eat rodents. A single barn owl can eat 1,000 mice a year.
10 seconds.
And they are worldwide. You have owls in grasslands, owls in forests, owls in flocks, owls in tundra, and owls in deserts.
Thank you, Dr. B. All of it, 5 minutes. For your primary argument. Are you prepared?
I am prepared.
On my mark. Mark.
As mentioned in my introduction, and as Ms. Richwine has articulated, owls have an appeal. My argument is that hundreds of birds exist that in their own ways have characteristics or behaviors that make them equally worthy of what is obviously a subjective title. I will present 4 examples of birds that offer their own abilities that would knock the owl off this arbitrary perch. First, the peregrine falcon is a rocket. The speed of the average major league fastball is 92 miles per hour. Imagine being hit by something traveling at 2.5 times faster than that. Admittedly squishier than a baseball, the peregrine falcon has been clocked at 250 miles per hour in the dive, which can deliver a fatal and certainly incapacitating blow. To aid in the dive, the falcon has fixtures in its nostrils that close like baffles on a submarine to reduce the air that might interfere with the breathing in its dive. It has a cardiovascular system that pumps blood at a much higher rate than most birds to keep the falcon from losing consciousness. And it has membranes that close over its eyes to serve as protection from wind and debris in a dive that would be fatal if detected by any other bird. Next, the common nightingale is a virtuoso. William Shakespeare, John Keats, Hans Christian Andersen, and Ludwig van Beethoven have all been inspired by the song of the common nightingale. The male of the species has the capacity to uniquely vocalize more than 1,000 different sounds, making its repertoire one of the most dynamic, original, and inspiring of the avian world. In the first use ever of phonograph as part of orchestral music, composer Arino Rossini included a specific designation that the music of a nightingale be played in the Symphony of the Times of Rome. He explicitly stated that no combination of wind instruments could faithfully replicate the gentle beauty of the nightingale song to authentically transform the dark Roman woods into day. Next, the loggerhead shrike is an assassin. They may not be as well known as the falcon or the nightingale, but the loggerhead shrike is an efficiently engineered predator that has earned the nickname the butcher bird. Because it lacks dominating speed and strength, it dispatches its prey using surprise, a special beak design, and a singular method of storage. The butcher bird grasps its prey, snipping the spinal column at the base of the neck, using a pair of small, sharp, overlapping edges on its beak. If the butcher bird is not yet ready to eat, it impales its prey on barbed wire, a thorn bush, or an exposed twig until the prey is dead, or until the bird is ready to eat. Lastly, crows and their cousins the ravens are probably smarter than you. Crows and ravens have slightly more neurons packed into their brains than primates, which gives them the capacity to reason, problem solve, and remember. A 2006 study found that crows can distinguish and remember individuals that give them food and individuals that hurt them. In the case of the former, a crow can remember for up to a month, and for the latter, they may remember for up to 17 years. And they will teach their offspring to remember those faces as well. Ravens and crows can work with other species. Crows have, in some cases, provided warnings to wolves of larger approaching predators, and include or in turn given access to parks. The falcon, the nightingale, the butcher bird, the raven. I offer these as examples of very different species, all possessing characteristics that match the owl's biology, behavior, and quotient of the cool. Thank you. Woo!
Very good. I believe at this moment, thank you. We talked about it. Bravo! Yes, proposition are you prepared for a concise rebuttal at 2 minutes, I believe.
Ready.
I'm about Mark.
Now, my proposition has put, or opposition has put forward many cool birds, but I would like to highlight that he specifically selected only individual species. The topic of today's debate here is owls as a group. There is no group of birds like the strigiformes. Now, I also have arguments for each individual species. A peregrine falcon may be incredibly fast in their swoop, which is that dive I have a proper term for it. But they are outclassed in level flight by a pigeon. The common nightingale has a beautiful song, but owls do more than just hoot. You have owls that scream like barn owls. You have owls that ask questions like barn owls. And you have owls that can make rattlesnake noises like purring owls to scare off predators. Now for the loggerhead shrike or the butcher bird, that's a really cool nickname, but there's an owl with a cooler one. The great horned owl has the nickname Tiger of the Sky. Also, they have, yes, thank you, oi oi. They have stripes for camouflage, and they will kill and eat anything stored in the nest. They are one of the only natural predators of skunks because they just don't care. It's all meat to them. And for crows and ravens, they are incredibly smart. And they are smart enough to know that owls are a big deal. Crows and ravens engage in a behavior called mobbing, where if they find an owl, they will make so much noise that that owl cannot hunt. But that's
And time.
Okay.
Opposition, you have 2 minutes for the vote. Are you prepared?
I am.
And then on my mark, 2 minutes. Mark.
We must be careful in this debate not to confuse enthusiasm with statement of fact. I cannot deny the fact that the worthy opponent I have has experience and understanding of most of all enthusiasm for this particular type of work. She asserts that the physiology and the mythology of the owl somehow ranks more or deserves more credit than something like the feather color of the flamingo and the hummingbirds and how aggressive they are in spite of their adorable size. And the fact that parrots live to be older than people and have the kinds of memories that most of my dear friends have. So while I respectfully defer to the experience of my opponent, I caution you when you are asking your questions and making your decisions, not to confuse beauty and enthusiasm.
30 seconds.
For ability. Thank you.
So let's see this time. I will give it this one to the, well, really success. That's what we do. Consider these questions, we'll be putting back to the audience in the auditory. Allow yourself to consider the opposition to the question. And in the meantime, please make good use of the libation today. Thank you.
Yo!
I know. They are the toughest. But they know I'm gonna get through it. Thank you. It's my job.
Engagement is called. Release the content. Reset the over. Blow my input listening.
Oh. Ah.
Recess is ended. Please stay in your seats.
Yo.
We can have our moderators. There he is. Let's have a quick UI from a moderator from our listener. Here he is.
Thank you, John. This is the point of the evening where truth is habit became what is thought into a killing machine. I'm working on that. The only interrogatory is an opportunity for, after you've allowed yourself to consider the presentations, the positions of the opposition and the proposition. Or the proposition and the opposition. To consider what would you ask? Which is good because you were going to ask some questions. This is a 10-minute period of time, let's do 10 minutes. And I believe we should begin. Would you take the microphone on this broadcast? Thank you.
Very well. Hey, who's got questions? Starting with questions for the proposition. Who's got a question for the proposition? Yes.
There are interesting collective noun names for various types of verbs. Do you review for owl and some of the other verbs that the opposition has provided?
Yes, let me find the opposition verb list. For owls, the group name is a parliament. For birds like crows and ravens, crows are a murder and ravens are a conspiracy.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I know. Birds are cool. You're first.
The director show that birds are indeed cool. Question for the opposition. How far can I roll with this? Guess we're gonna find out the hard way. Question for the opposition.
Yeah, this question is really opposition. However, I do also accept if the opposition wants to answer as well. But opposition, you raised the issue that opposition is arguing on behalf of an entire genus of bird. Or maybe the opposition raised that. But I wonder if there are other genii, and not just the genus, but that are in general, like, this is a cool type of bird, in your mind. Thank you.
No, thank you. I think what I want to emphasize is the subjectivity of the word cool. Because we can talk for the remainder of the 10 minutes about the names of collections of birds. We can talk about the colors of birds. We can talk about how they eat, how they kill. We can talk about how long they live. But because cool, as the proposition has just said, because birds are cool, and that is subjective, we can't say, no matter how you want to define or subclassify birds, we can't say that any more than we can say, what is the best snack food to have when you're watching the movie?
Skittles.
We can't say who is the most attractive actor or actress on stage. It's a subjective term. I heard two different things, and you both. I know that doesn't specifically answer your question, but rather than drag me into the debate about the biology of birds, what I would prefer to do is highlight the fact that the word cool is not something we can write.
Yeah, the guy who signed up to debate first.
Question 4.
Hello. This is a series of questions. Number one, do you think it would be cool if a invading militarized intelligence force was defeated by Zeus' bird? And do you know about the Great Emu War? This might be a people information for people who know that.
I am familiar with the Great Emu War. You know the human boss.
The emus beat the humans. That is one of the coolest things I've ever learned in my entire life.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you bringing that up. Because we are still
Can I add that ancient armies used to hoot as they were running into battle to intimidate the opposing forces?
That's great. Those are ancient armies. I'm talking about modern. Thank you.
Question for the opposition. This one over here. Are you discussing? Okay, go for it.
the question for the opposition.
So in your opening argument, you refer to birds or owls as a cool type of bird, but not the coolest. But then in argument, you're saying that cool is subjective. So why are you applying a subjective assessment that they are cool when you're denouncing the very idea that being the coolest is subjective?
I'm not taking issue with the definition or the existence of the word cool. I'm just saying that, for example, what is a cool vehicle to you might not be a cool vehicle to me, and so we can't say which one is better. The term that we've used in this debate is that owls are the coolest bird. So while I use the term owl, I found it handy to also use the word cool. I love the word cool because it is a universal term and it's also rather timeless. But I don't think it is something that you can quantify any more than you can quantify the word hot. And so you can't rank that. But you can use it. Does that answer the question, or am I being too hostile? I'm not going to win this.
Question for the proposition. Right here.
Let's do a little quantifying.
Yes.
How many species of owls are there?
Oh my goodness. I should have looked it up. I know in North America alone, we have 17 species. And they are found on every continent except Antarctica.
Boo.
Yeah, Antarctica.
Okay.
This is one you will not be able to answer, but off the top of your head, when you think of a genus of bird that has more species?
I cannot compromise my education and my role. The most numerous genus or grouping of birds is the passerines, which are songbirds. But even within that, there are further distinctions such as sparrow, finch, etc.
Question for the opposition.
So with owls are the coolest. Why were they combined with the bear to form the owl bear of the genus?
Oh! Oh,
You would probably have to consult the author of The Monster Manual Volume 2. So find out what that is. I am not positive whether that appears in mythology or in any more. I know.
Well, while we're on the topic, I have a question for the proposition. As we are discussing owls as the coolest bird, is that also including fictional and extinct species of birds? For instance, Archaeopteryx is pretty fucking cool. Also, the phoenix, pretty fucking cool.
I hear you. And I would like to say that owls both exist as extinct species, as extant or living species, and in mythology. So they cover all of the bases, and thus that is why they are the coolest.
The question for the opposition, speaking of fictional birds and fictional extinct birds, the greatest and best Pokemon, Rowlet, is inspired by an owl. Can you name a Pokemon that is cooler than the Rowlet and the main evolutionary form Darkness and the Decidueye? It was on the first slide of Will's presentation.
There are two different Pokemon lines.
Point of order. Point of order.
How much time do we have left?
So much time.
You may have been in another conversation when I was getting hustled. I would hesitate to answer that question because it leads into a. That's my kid. It leads into yet another instance of ranking things that are cool. And I think there are probably people in this room who could easily accommodate that question. But here again, that lends itself to the subjectivity of the term and also the question.
So if I may interrupt with a quick question. Since your argument is that coolness is subjective, can you name a bird that you subjectively think is cooler than that?
No.
Questions for the proposition?
First of all, the coordinated erasure is unappreciated from the staff. I mean, clearly, they do around it, but now that I've shown the team on one, I do have to ask. I appreciate you draw that modeling, which is incredibly cool. However, and I'm not sure, I heard this on a bird educator. Isn't it true that corvids, ravens, crows also will rouse owls during the day so that they're disoriented and they can murder them?
Not to murder them necessarily, but they want to hinder their chance to be the best predators.
Yes.
Crows and ravens know that owls are badass, and they want to disrupt that. Bird watchers are advised to listen for crows and ravens when trying to spot owls because of how often this mobbing behavior occurs specifically towards owls.
And I was gonna say, just to make my, I am making 49. Would you say that it is incredibly cool that friends don't let friends fight alone?
I'm sorry, can you say that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I said, would you not consider it incredibly cool that a smaller bird, a smaller cow, tends to win out often because friends don't let friends fight alone?
That is a cool thing of crows and ravens of the corvids. But like my opposition is arguing against, we are ranking the coolest, And while they have cool behaviors and abilities, they are not the coolest as the behaviors and abilities of the owls. Thank you.
Solid argument for the court. There's one last question.
Sergeant at Arms.
Point of order, Lily did bring a video of birds that she is working with currently, and I would like to see. That's the cultural statement.
Mr. Moderator, should this be presented during the audience interrogatory or?
The debate, it's a closing statement.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Let's go one more question for, the proposition, right? It's opposite. How dare you? Question for the opposition. One more over here.
Thank you for allowing me to ask the question. Opposition, would you say that your progeny is the coolest naturalist you know?
Wow.
It's after his birthday.
Yeah.
So, a lot of your argument is predicated upon the fact that owls are really, really good predators in their own environments, and that's great. I love that so much. But there's gotta be other birds out there that freaking eat them. Would that become cooler than an owl?
Guess what eats owls? Owls. Yeah. Tigers of the sky, baby, right here.
And then final question for the opposition. Final question. Going once. Oh, right here.
So I'm going to ask you a question to follow up on one that was answered by the proposition. When talking about coolness, would you say that you're born cool, or do you say that your behavior makes you cool?
I'm not sure whether I said this, but it's subjective. For example, I might say that this person was born cool. Somebody over there who was completely neutral, for example, might say they became cool. But I think it depends on who you ask and how long you have known them. I don't think it's something that everybody would agree.
All right, and let the record show that there are no debate rules against having a plant in the audience for the audience interrogatory. There you are, Mr. Moderator. Thank you. This is closing statement here. This is an opportunity now that you're allowed to explore the minds of the proposition they opposition, that they might attempt to sway you one final time. As for before, this is a 2-minute closing statement. Proposition, what do you look at?
I need some videos.
Unusual. Uncool.
Thank you. All right.
On my mark. Mom.
For me, the fact that owls are the coolest for birds is reinforced every single day. Thanks to 2 owls named Rodney and Sylvia. I am blessed to work with such elite predators, and earning their trust is something that is incredibly cool. I would like to show you some of this trust in action. This is Rodney. He is a barn owl. He is demonstrating his targeting ability. So he knows to touch his beak to that buoy target when it is presented. So we can move him around without forcing him to do anything. But he will also move on his own. He likes to be outside. Wow. He moves. He's still a baby, only 2 years old. Next, we have Miss Sylvia. She is a barred owl, and she is equally as cool. I have to work especially hard in our training sessions to not let her outsmart me. I am not alone in my obsession with owls. I see you. Humans have been obsessed with owls for almost our entire history. We have cave drawings that are 30,000 years old. Their presence in our culture and their natural adaptations make them the coolest birds. There really is an owl for everyone, and I believe that is what makes their coolness undeniable. Thank you.
The opposition has provided 2 minutes for closing statements. Is the opposition prepared?
I am.
On.
There are dozens of birds I could have mentioned in my presentation. The cardinal, the parrot, the flamingo, the ostrich, and the hummingbird. Each of them probably just manifested an image in your mind at different degrees of strength, depending on their beauty, their song, their power, their grace, or their skill. My educated colleague would tell you that an owl's physical and biological features, as well as her relationship to them, set it uniquely above all other members of the bird family. But be thinking about the possibility that a raven might just remember your face until this time next year or beyond. Because that's pretty cool. Thank you.
Okay. This is what they've been here for. Hey guys, who is in favor of the proposition?
Could we bring up the lights a little?
Yes, I think.
No.
We can.
No, we don't have that.
Hey guys, who is in favor of proposition owls are the coolest bird? Please raise your hand. There are 13 votes in favor of the proposition. Who agrees with the opposite? Who is in favor of the opposition's argument? Owls are not the coolest bird. Wow. With a count of 13 to 11, the proposition passes.
Two slides were prepared, one slide was presented, that is going through. Evidently, the truth here is that the owl is the coolest bird. Meanwhile, marked this accordingly in the archives. We, the Dionysium in exile, thank you, the proposition, Billy Jane, which one? We thank you, the opposition, David, which one? Thank you for your time, your expertise, and your care. We'll now play you off with music. Music.
Maestro, would you like to play a number of your vote?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, a musical interlude by Dionysium Maestro for Dramatic Accompanying by Bills. Hey, that was great. Thanks, guys. You know what else is great? That debate about birds. And birds are awesome. Oh, also, Mr. Historian, if you want your Lumo back? Any Clash of the Titans fans out there? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Remember when they remade Clash of the Titans?
No.
And they like brought out Lumo and they were like, we will be doing this. And they were like all like throwing shade at the cool animatronic like stop motion owl as if their movie was gonna be any fucking good.
It was funded by the School of
Who
Nuts.
the fuck do you think you are? Don't stay at a Ray Harryhausen creature when you're making this fucking awful goddamn movie. There were genies in that movie.
School of Nuts.
What did genies have to do with Big Bell? Nothing. Stay tuned for my presentation.
Weird hill to die on, but okay.
I won't be the one dying on that hill. Anyway, the next presentation, How to Sing Our National Anthem by Dionysium choir master David Ramon.
Thank you, Madam President. No, absolutely. Humanity is always welcome. Hello. Thank you for joining us on this seventh public meeting of the Dionysium on July 5th. I hope you all had a happy July 4th, which was yesterday. Weird. So, in addition to being the Dionysium choir master, I'm also a classically trained baritone. I've been singing for audiences since the age of 4, when I was dressed up in full costume as Uncle Sam, singing "You're a Grand Old Flag" at my daycare graduation.
Do you have the video?
Video evidence does exist. I am not in possession.
No.
Sorry. But I also have the opportunity and the privilege of singing our national anthem for many audiences, countless audiences, since that age. And one thing that I have noted and people have said to me is that many people find it difficult to sing our national anthem. And so I thought that I would offer tonight a practical lesson on how to sing our national anthem. Step 1. Well, before we get to step 1, it's just so that everyone knows this comes up often. So if you want to avoid this difficulty, here's what you can do. Step 1, be definitely shy. And or you need to obtain first an actual understanding of our anthem's history, as well as the rhetoric at work in the anthem to truly convey it properly. This will not be a practicum on how to use your voice to hit those high notes. I apologize if any of you were expecting that today. But this will be more of an internal work to approach the piece at a moment. So, first thing, a little bit of history on the anthem itself. So the anthem was written by Franklin Scott Key. It was a poem that he wrote called Defense of Fort McHenry. The first name was actually Fort McHenry. I don't know why he had this poem in that way. Perhaps it was fast at the time. Now, he wrote this in the year 1814. During the War of 1812, which was still happening. And there are a lot of things that we can drag Francis Scott Key about, and don't worry, we're gonna. But before we do, I think it is worth noting that he did a pretty brave thing. His friend, old Dr. Beans, as he called him, in the letter he wrote to his mother before departing, was captured by the British during this active war. And he went to the British envoy as a representative of the States to say, hey, you should let this guy go, though. And he did that, and he went in line of fire, and so, you know, he did that, and that's what he successfully did argue for Dr. Beans' release. But while on the ship, they overheard their attack plans. And so the British said, okay, you're free to go, but you have to wait until after this attack that we're about to do, because we don't want you warning people. So he, Dr. Beans, and some other fucking guy had to stay in the ship while they watched the British attack their countrymen at Fort McHenry. And they were powerless to do anything about it. They watched that big flag waving over the fort during and after the attack. And he was so moved and inspired by this sight of the Star-Spangled Banner that he started writing his poem that very morning on an envelope in his pocket. He finished the song 2 days later, immediately submitted it for publication, and instructing in that publication instructing readers on what tune they should read this poem to. About that tune. We'll get there, don't worry. I clicked too early. So he set the tune to an already existing song called the Anacreontic Song. The Anacreontic Song, you may be asking, wondering, was the theme song for a secret society much like our own, although less secret, called the Anacreontic Society. So it makes sense. And the lyrics are actually quite Dionysian, invoking Venus and Bacchus and all that fun, all that stuff. It's also important to know that at this time in our country's history, there was no national anthem. And poets were hungry for the honor of composing those lyrics. There were patriotic anthems coming out every fucking day. Except that this melody or that melody were original melodies, and the Anacreontic song's melody was a popular choice for those lyricists. In fact, Francis Scott Key himself already wrote a different one to the same melody called When the Warrior Returns. And you'll notice he ends every stanza in that song with the same rhyme, wave and grave, just like he does with all four stanzas of Defense of Fort Union, right? But it would not be selected as a national anthem overnight. In fact, we would not have an official anthem until 1930, over 100 years after he wrote it. And when the VFW submitted a petition with over 5 million signatures to Congress to vote it in, buried in the article there in the second paragraph, two sopranos sang the air to refute the argument that it is pitched too high for popular singing. So this is not a new complaint about the anthem. So now that you understand some of the history behind the existence of this anthem, let's actually look at it rhetorically. Because I think another difficulty with our anthem is that the language is a bit antiquated. We're all just singing it. Since he plopped it on to some other pre-existing melody, sentence structure-wise, it doesn't even fit. It doesn't even follow right. They're complete thoughts we're singing. So we just kind of sing it mindlessly. So it's important that if you're going to sing the anthem, you have an actual understanding of what he is expressing. I was thinking you see that I'm also like, what's the point of the child that's singing? Shit, morning? Hey, can you see that? Can you see it? Can you see that thing? I think we left a lot last night. You know that thing I'm talking about. So when I kept waving, got a night, smoking a gallon of shit. Oh, man, remember those rockets going on? Those rockets, they were like, the fact that we didn't hear those rockets was like proof that thing was still fucking leaving. Because there would be more rockets if the thing wasn't still leaving, right? Oh, man, is it still waving? Is it still waving around? Right at the end of the thing? That's so cool. So he's very excited to see this flag still waving after hearing those awful rocket flares and all of that. It's a beautiful sentiment from someone who was, we'll get there. All right. Here's the thing though. So Fred Scott Key was, among other things, he was an anti-abolitionist fame seeker who kept enslaved people until his death. And he had one literary idea that he kept remixing until it took off. He wasn't that great. And additionally, he wrote those words over 200 years ago as a citizen of a fledgling nation that was continually deliberating what it was going to be, continually fighting off threats to what it wanted to be. So the questions he raised of whether or not that flag was still waving on the morning in September 14th, 1814, these words have been sung by Americans of all ages for many generations since. And often we sing them by rote. His questions, however, are not ours. We cannot doubt that our flag is still waving. We have been a global superpower for generations. Our flag is a symbol of fear for many people. It's out there. To hold his questions as our own is at best disingenuous. It's 2026. The flag's fucking waving. So how then can we sing our anthem in our time? Which brings me to the act of invasion, pop international. Now, oh. Hey. So, I mentioned that we sing this song by rote. When we do something by rote, it just keeps us reciting these lyrics to this melody without any thought. I propose that we instead think of every time we sing our anthem to consider it a ritual. Philosopher Byung-Chul Han says that a house becomes our home within space. Ritual becomes our home within time. When we think of the anthem as a ritual that we are conducting, it demands reflection. It demands our focus. And it's also worth considering that from my own experience as a gay man with brown skin, the louder someone is waving that flag, the more egregiously they are displaying their patriotism, the more likely they also object to my presence. So when I have sung this anthem, there have been times where it has been difficult to see that flag waving for this crowd that I'm singing for and feel like it was also mine, that it was their thing that I was doing for them. But it is also my flag. It is our flag. It is our anthem. And patriotism is also ours. So, our question then becomes, when we look at this anthem, is not whether or not our flag gets waved, because we know that it is, but rather, what is the quality of the land over which that flag waves? Is it the land of the free? Is it the home of the brave? These are not matters which can be discerned passively. They require our intention and our focus. And if we are dissatisfied with those answers, they require our action and our voice. So, with that in mind, I invite you to stand for our national anthem. You can join me in singing if you want, but you don't have to. It's a free country. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rolled away, the bombs bursting in air. They proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
That was really lovely. I find, as I'm sure many of you do, sometimes are a bit patriotic about the United States of America. But I will say one of the things that really clears my head and makes me like full-blooded patriot is watching TikToks about white Europeans coming to the US to bring the World Cup and not understanding how a goddamn thing works. Discovering range dressing. Oh my God, you guys put this on all your salads. So yeah, dude. There was one where a guy was like in a pool and he had to get out because there was a thunderstorm. And he's like, this happens every time. When there's lightning, you do have lightning in England, right? It's specifically in English. Yeah. Nothing makes me more patriotic than getting on. We've reached the closing remarks part of the program, where I get 2 minutes, it says here, to talk about kind of whatever I want. A quick shout out, once again, to our hosts here at the Capitol. I want to reiterate, Raul is the best Pokemon. Inspired by, that's starter, that's right, hell yeah. And inspired by the stilt owl, an extinct species of owl from the Pacific Islands, Hawaii specifically. And that is why it evolves into a ghost type later on in this evolution. Yeah, I mean, it's not for the developer, yes, but like it's cool, ghost types are cool Pokemon, that's why Raul evolved into an awesome ghost archer owl. So fucking rad. Anyway, we want to also thank all our presenters. Let's hear it one more time for this. You come out and check out all of the stuff going on and you won't see all of it, and that's okay. But do check it out. There's so many cool things happening at Fringe. It's really, really amazing thing we have here. Another round of applause for Little Rich Wine and James Rich Wine. I'm saying enjoying myself. It was too close to call. Owl versus literally every other bird. That's Sophie's choice for me. And one more round of applause to everyone. Bias. Beautiful, beautiful hand decides. And for my skill market package. The company is doing. And now, a final service to the Dionysium President, Chris Gibson, who's rather durable.
Friends, please remain standing. First and foremost, I toast Dionysus himself and thank him for embracing us all in his ecstatic passion this evening. Yo, yo! I toast our illustrious presenters and debaters. May the winds of fortune assail you, may you sail a gentle sea. May it always be the other guy who says, this drink's on me. Yo, yo! To my fellow Dionysians, let us be thankful for the fools, for but for them, the rest of us could not succeed. Yo, yo! And finally, for you, our audience, you rare public witnesses of our ancient rites, I would rather be with the people in this room than with the finest people I know. Oh, hail Dionysus! Be well, friends. Go out, big prosper. Thank you.